Just start slowly getting ready for warm-ups. So first keep your hands on your head, interlace your fingers, turn the palms upwards. Breathing in, stretch the hands up, come on your toes, fix your eyesight at one point in front of you, maintain your balance, hold your breath. Very slowly breathing out, come back, bring the hands down, keeping the palms facing upwards. Hold your breath. Breathing in, stretch again, lift your heels up, come on your toes, maintain balance, look at one point in front of you to maintain balance, hold your breath. Very slowly bring the heels back on the ground, bring the hands back on the ground. Third round, breathing in, stretch the hands up, come on your toes, heels up, hold your breath, hold your balance. Very slowly breathing out, bring the hands down, bring the heels down. And now release the hands from the side and stretch. Relax a little bit. Now join the hands, palms touching each other. Now in this position, take a deep breath. Breathing out, first turn to the left side laterally. Then breathing in, come back, hold your breath. Breathing out, bend laterally to the right side. Hold your breath and then breathing in, come back to the center, hold your breath. Breathing out, laterally bend to the left side, hold your breath, hold your position. Breathing in, come back to the center. Breathing out, laterally bend to the right side. Hold your breath, hold your position. Breathing in, come back to the center, hold your position, hold your breath. Next time when you're bending to the left side, become aware of the oblique muscles on the left side contracting and on the right side extending. Left side of the chest is contracting, right side of the chest is extending. Be aware of these two movements. Breathing in, come back to the center. Feel all the muscles going back to the resting tonus. Breathing out, bend to the right side. Feel the right side chest contracting, left side chest extending. Right side oblique muscles contracting, left side oblique muscles expanding. Breathing in, come back. Feel all of them going back to their resting tonus. And then breathing out, bring the hands from the side and relax. Now we'll try and do a couple of Tai Chi movements. So bring the legs together. Keep your hands on your waist. Then bend your knees a little bit. And then rotate your knees in a clockwise direction. Bend the knees and then rotate. Then come back. Take a couple of breaths. Once again, bend your knees a little bit and move anti-clockwise. Then come back and relax. Now take a little distance between the legs. Now we'll rotate the waist. So start moving the waist in a clockwise direction. It goes in the front, sideways, back, The other side. Let the waist rotate nicely. Now anti-clockwise. And then relax. Now our cross tapping. So keep the hands crossed. You lift the thighs up and bring it to the palm. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10, 11, 11, 12, 12, 13, 13, 14, 14, 15, 15, 16, 16, 17, 17, 18, 18, 19, 19, 20, 20, and then relax. Take some breath. We did lateral bending of the spine. So we'll now do forward, backward bending. Keep your hands on your waist. Take some distance between your legs so that you can maintain your balance. Take a deep breath. Then breathing out, bend from your waist. Keep looking up till the body is horizontal to the ground. Then tilt your head down. Then keep going down wherever you are comfortable. Trying to take your face as close to the knees as possible. Hold your breath. Then breathing in, start coming up, looking down. When the body is horizontal, tilt the face up. Start looking up and come up. Relax. Second round. Take a deep breath. Breathing out, bend from the waist, looking up till the body is horizontal to the ground. Then bend the head down. Take the head closer to the knees, wherever you can comfortably go. Don't force it. Hold your breath, hold your position. Then breathing in, come back, looking down. When the body is horizontal, tilt the face up and then let it come up. Relax. One last time, forward bend. Take some breath. Now we'll do backward bend. So take a deep breath. If you want, you can keep the hands on the backside to give you a better support. Take a deep breath. As you breathe out, bend backwards. Maintain your balance. Hold your breath. Hold your position. Breathing in, come back and relax. Take a couple of breaths. Then take a deep breath in and breathing out, bend backwards. Breathing in, come back. Relax. Take a couple of breaths. Last round. Take a deep breath in, breathing out, bend backwards. Breathing in, come back. Then very slowly sit down and relax. Be in yogic breathing till we start the class formally. Expand the abdomen, then the chest, then the clavicle. Hold your breath. When you're releasing, release the clavicle, then chest, then press the abdomen as much inside as possible. Continue in your yogic breathing. Get ready to chant mantra Om 7 times. Make your sankalpa. I'm chanting Om, creating a protective energy field around me that keeps me protected from all external negative influences, antibodies, and viruses. I'm creating 3 layers of protection. On the outermost layer, I have 6 friendly creatures, an elephant behind me, a peacock in front, a tiger on the right side, a lion on the left side, an eagle above my head, and a tortoise below me. Inside of that is a ring with balls of fire. I'm lighting all the balls, allowing a firewall to go up all around me in a protective layer. And the third layer of protection comes from the subtle energy of mantra Om. Take your attention to your perineum, Muladhara Chakra, cervix for ladies, between the anus and the genitals for men. 4 petal lotus, red color. Take a deep breath. Take your awareness to Swadhisthana Chakra at the spinal terminus, the coccyx bone, 6 petal lotus, orange color. Increase your pitch a little bit, take a deep breath. Take your awareness to Manipura chakra behind the navel, 10-petal lotus, yellow color. Increase pitch further, take a deep breath. Take your awareness to Anahata chakra behind the heart center, 12-petal lotus, green color. Increase pitch further, take a deep breath. Take your awareness to Vishuddhi chakra behind your throat pitch, 16-petal lotus, blue color. Increase pitch further, take a deep breath. Take your awareness to Agnya chakra behind the eyebrow center, 2-petal lotus, indigo color. Increase pitch further, take a deep breath. Take your awareness to Sahasrara chakra, center of the top of your head, 1,000-petal lotus, white color. Increase pitch further, take a deep breath. Shanti mantras. Om Sagana Bhavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinamadidamastu Mavidishavahai. Om Shanti 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 Harigi Om. Keep your hands in Linga Mudra. Keep your hands near your chest. Make your sankalpa for chanting Mahamrityunjaya mantra and chanting Mahamrityunjaya mantra for physical health and mental well-being. Chanting the mantra every day helps me maintain the best of health mentally and physically. All my brain cells and my body cells are operating optimally and in harmony with each other. I can feel your grace, my Lord, penetrating deep into my body, energizing each and every brain cell and body cell, keeping me in pristine health at all times. I bow down before you, thanking you from the bottom of my heart for keeping me in pristine health. And I promise to put in efforts from my side for keeping this body in a healthy condition, befitting for you to reside inside my body in your effulgent form. Om Triyambakam Yajamage Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshiyamamritat Om Triambakam Yajamage Sugandhim Pushtivardanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshiyamamritat. Om Triambakam Yajamage Sugandhim Pushtivardanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshiyamamritat. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Very gently release your hands, keep them on your knees. Keep your body in an absolutely steady state. In the steadiness of that body, become conscious of the steadiness of your mind. And in that steadiness of your mind, we'll try to experiment and see if you can reach a state of nothingness. So focus your attention on your Bhrumadhya. Watch your thoughts. Then ask yourself a question, where is my next thought going to come from? As soon as you ask that question, there is an emptiness before the next thought emanates. Experience that emptiness for that split second. So I'll give you time, try to do it on your own without any interference. The next time you ask yourself the question, vary the questions by saying what can be the nature of that thought, what could be the taste of that thought, what could be the smell of that thought, what could be the color of that thought. Whatever fancies your imagination, use that question and then focus on the emptiness before the next thought emanates in the mind. That emptiness is referred to as quantum space or quantum energy, quantum visualization, whatever you want to name it. It's the vastness that drives the universe. It is full of unbounded energy from where you can constantly draw energy. In that space, you connect with the Creator. And when you are connected in that space, you can also heal yourself of all your ailments. It's generally referred to as quantum entrainment. You can check that out on Google or any other place. Now feel grounded to Mother Earth. Feel confident that Mother Earth will always provide for all your necessities of life. Feel a unique surge of energy coming in from Mother Earth, penetrating your body, reaching out to every nook and corner in your body, giving you a unique confidence that you can face up to all external negative influences, external and be they pleasant or unpleasant. Then very gently open your eyes. If you feel like, stretch your legs out and then fold them back once again when you're ready. We said we will break traditions and we'll reverse the process of the flow of class today, mainly to give you more time for pranayama and meditation and breathing, for which we don't get enough time if you go in the general order. So we're going to start with pranayama first. First is Anulom Vilom stage 1. So you will block your right nostril. You will breathe in from the left for whatever counts you can breathe in. And then you will breathe out for the same count from the left. Now, when you're doing this, try and make it into a yogic breathing. So, when you start breathing, expand your abdomen first, then continue to breathe in, expanding your chest, then continue to breathe in, expanding your clavicle, and then hold your breath, then release it in the reverse order. Finally, pushing the abdomen as much towards the spine as you can. This will help you breathe in longer, breathe in more air, expand your chest more, and overall improve your health. So continue till I tell you to change over to the right side. Now complete the last round and then relax and then change over to breathe in from the right, breathe out from the right. Complete the round and stop. Release the hand, relax a little bit. If you want to stretch your legs, stretch them. Then when you're ready, fold them back. Now we'll do proper Anulom Vilom. We'll run it at least for 5 minutes or 4 minutes if possible. You'll breathe in for your specific number of counts from the left, then close the left, breathe out from the right. Then you will breathe in from the right, close the right, breathe out from the left. All the time maintaining the same count, all the time maintaining yogic breathing. So when you start breathing in, expand the abdomen, then expand the chest, then expand the clavicle. Take in as much air as possible, then close, then push out as much air as possible in the reverse process by pushing your abdomen closer to the spine as much as you can. Start. Watch your thoughts. Are your thoughts in line with your breathing? Are you observing the breath going in and out? Or has the mind already wandered? If it is wandered, don't fight with it, just bring it back. Tell the mind politely, I will attend to you later. Let me focus on my breathing now. Trying to force the mind will never help. So be just a passive observer. The dissipation of thoughts will reduce automatically. Again, pay attention to your thoughts. If the mind has wandered, ask yourself the question, where is the next thought going to come from or its variations? Continue the breathing in and breathing out. Anulom Vilom. Right, left nostril breathing. complete the round and stop your practice. In case you want to stretch your legs, stretch them out, pull your kneecaps, and then release them. Pull them, release 4 times. Then when you're ready, fold your legs once again. This time we are going to do meditation in pranayam. So you will do Ujjayi pranayam in Kechari Mudra. You will direct the breath from the left nostril and then you will direct it out from the right. Then you will direct it in from the right mentally without any support from the hand and mentally directed it out from the left. Repeat one more time and after you have finished breathing out from the left, you will breathe in from both the nostrils, breathe out from both the nostrils. All the time, the tongue is rotated inside, the tip of the tongue is touching the upper palate, and you're making a small hissing sound from your throat when you're breathing in and breathing out. If possible, start counting. When you breathe in from the left, 100, breathe out from right, 100. Breathe in from right, 99. Breathe out from left, 99. Then breathe in from left, 98. Breathe out from right, 98. Breathe in from right, 97. Breathe out from left, 97. Breathe in from both nostrils, 96. Breathe out from both nostrils, 96. And continue in the same process. If you miss your count because your mind wandered, start again from 100 and come down. Keep a complete watch on your thoughts. Keep a complete watch on your focus in the breathing. You're mentally directing it. Make sure you direct it in the right direction. Start. Make sure your Ujjayi sound is on. If you feel tired on the tongue, release the Kechari and then go back to Kechari and start. Don't pitch your eyes. Don't flare your nostrils when you are directing the air. Be aware of it. Remove or restrict all such unwanted muscular contractions. Completely be aware of your own soma. Complete the round and stop your practice. Stretch your legs if you want. In any case, you are in stretch leg position, so you can keep the legs stretched. The first practice in the reverse order is Meru Vakrasana. So we'll do it on the left side first and then the right side. So you will take a deep breath in and then breathing out. You will fold the left leg, bring the foot of the left leg closer to the right knee. Take your left hand behind you and then bring the right hand and the left hand, the fingers will be pointing away from the body. And then bring the right hand down, press against the knee, bring the hand down, pointing the fingers towards your feet. If you cannot touch the ground, go wherever you are comfortable.
So your feet is not seen. Can you adjust the camera?
I mean, it is seen. Why don't you pin my video?
Your feet is not seen. Can you adjust the camera?
When I see it in my camera, I can see the feet.
Yeah, this is
so
better.
Just pin. Okay. You pin my video, then you will get a better picture. If you want, I'll put on the lights. All right. So actually you can breathe in, bring the left foot closer to the right knee, then breathe out, take the left hand behind, bring the right hand, and then keep it on the floor if you can. Hold your position, and then breathe normally to hold the position for a longer time. Then breathe in, bring the hand back, breathe out, stretch the leg back. One more time. Breathing in, fold the left leg, foot closer to the right knee, and then breathing out, take the left hand behind, bring the right hand across, try and touch the ground if possible, otherwise wherever you can reach. If you breathe normally to hold, then breathing in, bring the hands back, breathing out, take the leg back. Now on the right side, so first breathing in, bring the right leg, right foot closer to the left knee. Breathing out, take the right hand behind, fingers away from the body, bring the left hand across and try and keep it on the ground, fingers pointing towards the foot. Breathe normally to hold your position. Then breathing in, bring the hands back. Breathing out, stretch the leg back. Take some rest. Then last round, breathing in, fold the right leg. Breathing out, right hand behind, fingers away from the body, left hand across. Try to touch the ground if possible. And if possible, turn the head to the back side. I forgot that instruction. Turn the head back. And then breathing in, bring the hands back. Breathing out, take the legs straight. Now the next one is Ushtrasana. So you will come on your knees if you don't have any knee problem. If you have a knee problem, avoid doing the practice. Those who have knee problem and are not doing this, they can stretch the legs out and then breathe in, spread the hands out, do the spinal twist. Others who are wanting to do Ushtrasana, the starting position, as we said for Ushtrasana, is your torso, head, and the thighs are in one straight line. Your feet is facing upwards, but the top side of the foot planted along the ground if possible. If you cannot do this, that is, this is on the ground. If you cannot do that, you can bring the foot on the toes, bend the toes a little bit, and the heels can be pointed upwards. See if you can keep it flat, if possible. Otherwise, keep the heels up. Now, in this position, you will breathe in and then breathe out, twisting the body to the right side, catch the right ankle, then twist the body to the left side, catch the left ankle, and then hold the breath, push the body forward, tilt the head backwards. Then breathing in, come back to the starting position. Breathing out, come back to sit on your Vajrasana. Once again, come back to starting position. Now this time we'll do left. So breathe in completely. While breathing out, twist the body first to the left side, catch the left ankle, then twist it to the right side, catch the right ankle, hold your breath, push the body forward, tilt the head backwards. Then breathing in, come back. Breathing out, go back to sit in Vajrasana. Second round, get ready, starting position, torso, thighs, head in one line. Breathe in completely. Breathe out, turn to the right side, catch the right ankle, then turn to the left side, catch the left ankle, hold the breath, push the body forward, tilt the head backwards. Kala Srilata, you can do spinal twist. Hold your hands in front, stretch your legs out. Breathe in and spread your hands out. And breathe out, turn to the left side. Turn back and see where you can see. Then breathing in, come back. Hold your breath. Others continue 2 more rounds. Then turn to the other side. And then come back. Repeat the motion. And those who are in Vajrasana, complete the round and sit back. We will now be doing Shashank Asana. So in Shashank Asana, you'll be sitting in Vajrasana. Those who cannot sit in Vajrasana can do variation, which also will give you reasonable benefit by keeping the legs stretched out. Okay? So first I will show it for those who cannot sit in Vajrasana because of knee issues. Keep your legs straight. Now in this, raise your hands up. Keep the hands closer to the hands. And then breathing out, come down wherever you can come down. And then breathing in, come back. Now those who are in a position to sit in Vajrasana will practice Shashankasana properly. So in this, keep your hands on your knees. Breathing in, raise both the hands up. Keep them close to the ears. And imagine they're all one unit now, they'll move together. That is hand, ears, head. Hold your breath in this position. Breathing out, start bending forward till your hand touches the ground. Then continue to breathe forward. Try and see if you can touch your forehead to the ground. Hold your position, hold your breath. Then breathing in, keeping the hands close to the ears, bring all of them together, up, hold your breath. And then breathing out, very slowly, bring the hands back on your knees. One more last round on your own. Shashankasana, keep the hands on the knees, breathing in, raise both the hands up, hold your breath, breathing out, move the head, hands, ears as one unit together, let the hand touch the ground if it can, then let the forehead touch the ground. If it is possible, don't force it, only as far as you are comfortable. Hold your breath, then breathing in, bring the hands, head, ears together as one unit. Keep them together. Hold your breath. Breathing out, very slowly bring the hands back. Now relax. Stretch your legs out and relax. Okay, next is Bhujangasana. So you will lie on your stomach, forehead on the ground, hands at the level of your shoulders. In this position, you will breathe out completely. And then breathing in, you will lift the head up, bring the hands straight, look up at the ceiling, see the back extensor muscles contracting, feel the rectus abdominis muscles stretching, feel the stretch in the front, contraction on the back, hold your breath, very slowly breathing out, feeling both the muscles coming back to their resting tonus, bring the body slowly down, forehead touching the ground. Do it with complete awareness of your muscular contractions on the back side, muscular extension on the front side, and they resting, coming back to resting tonus when you're back on your position. Once again, breathe out completely. Breathing in, lift the head up, make the hands straight, look at the ceiling, be aware of the contraction of back muscles, stretching of the front muscles. Hold your breath, look up as much as you can, eyes at the ceiling. Then very slowly breathing out, see how the elbows are bending when you're coming down, how the muscles in the front and the back are going back to their resting tonus. Be completely in awareness of it. And then relax. One last round on your own with complete awareness. Pay focused attention on your muscles, on your breathing in, breathing out. Come down slowly, feeling the release of the muscles. Never rush it.
Sir, just one question about Bhujangasana. Do you have to raise yourself completely and straighten your arms?
Yes.
So
In Bhujangasana, you do that.
straighten your arms completely. You,
Yeah. See.
Yeah.
So in this position, the navel will come a little away from the ground. The earlier one is like this, where you don't straighten the arms, but the navel is on the ground. So these two are different. In Bhujangasana, you come up completely and look at the ceiling. And when you look at the ceiling, you'll feel a nice contraction at the lower spine. Be aware of that.
Sir, in Bhujangasana, you also keep your elbows slightly bent. So is that also a variation of Bhujangasana?
I mean, basically, the traditional Bhujangasana, the way we do it in Bihar School of Yoga is to keep the elbows straight. So what happens many times is when people find it difficult, then teachers make variation. They say, okay, you can keep the elbows bent, etc. Which we also say. Suppose you cannot come up completely, then you do it like this only. Because this hand is not coming in straight because of some muscular contraction at the uh, bicep muscles here. So then if you work somatically on that, then the hand will become straight.
Sir, in Surya Namaskar, the Bhujangasana is with this position, elbows fully straight.
No, in Bhujanga, in Surya Namaskar, we don't. In Surya Namaskar, we keep the elbows bent.
Okay.
That is
Sir, is it
because
okay?
yeah, the effect that you get there is different.
Sir,
Although we
in
call it
Bhujangasana,
Bhujangasana, yeah.
sir, in Bhujangasana, when we lock our elbows, sometimes the elbows turn to I mean, the shoulder rotates outside. So, it's, or do we lock and make it inside, or it is like this?
Ideally, it should not lock and rotate.
Okay.
So when you come like this, it just extends completely,
Yeah.
and then there is no rotation of the shoulder, there is no locking of the elbows. If you go
Okay.
smoothly, it should not happen. So try it out slowly, it should not happen.
Yeah. Okay. Thank
Is
you.
it okay if the thighs are raised from the floor?
Basically, what happens is ultimately we all have to adjust ourselves to what we can possibly do. So technically speaking, if you look at a traditional yoga, they will say thighs have to be on the ground, and you can see the thighs are completely on the ground. But sometimes what happens when the body doesn't allow you to do it, it comes up by default. So then what happens is you become aware of that raising, and then you try to slowly push it down, and you can. Otherwise, we will work somatically on it, and then once you release the muscles somatically, it will automatically happen. So when you continue our myth of aging lessons for a longer time, those muscles will relax and the thighs will stay on the ground on its own without any major effort. Like only yesterday, I had a lady who comes to me one to one. So she was having a difficulty that when she raises the legs, she cannot catch her toes, and her neck was stiff. So the entire class yesterday we worked on releasing the back muscles and the neck muscles. In the end, I said, now let us try. She just caught hold of her toes as though it was always possible. And it was like a deja vu experience for her and without any extra effort. So she was so thrilled at the end of the class. So somatic practices work wonders when you methodically do it. All the body, over a period of time, you can do all the asanas as perfect as possible because the body becomes more flexible on its own. The contraction of the muscles are all relaxed, then flexibility is automatically retained. Okay.
Okay.
Now the next one is Vyagrasana. So for Vyagrasana, we will come into the Marjarasana position. Now in this position, the head is like this, and then breathing in, you will lift the head up, straighten the right leg, hold your breath. Then breathing out, you will bring the knee forward, closer to the chest, hold your breath, and then try to take your nose closer to the knees. Then breathing in, you will take the head straight, leg straight. Breathing out, lift the head up, fold the leg upwards, hold your breath, try to take the toes closer to your head symbolically, and then repeat, breathing in, straighten, breathing out, etc. So start first on the right leg, then on the left leg. So keep the head in normal position, Marjarasana, breathing in, tilt the head up, straighten the right leg. Right leg straight, yeah. Hold your position, hold your breath. Breathing out, bring the right leg forward, closer to the chest, head down. Hold your breath. Now try to take your nose closer to the knees symbolically. Attempt in that direction. You will not touch it, that's okay. Then breathing out, stretch the head back, leg back. Hold your breath. Breathing out, fold the leg upwards towards the head. Tilt the head upwards. Hold your breath. Symbolically try to take the toes closer to your head. And then repeat one more round. Breathing in, leg straight. Breathing out, bend the leg forward. Hold your breath, nose closer to the knees. Breathing out. Breathing in again, head straight, leg straight. Breathing out, head tilted on the opposite side towards the head. Hold your breath, toes closer to the head closer to the toes. And then breathing in, come back to normal position and relax. And then repeat 2 times on the left leg. Then relax. Lie on your back. Uttana Padasana. Hands by the side of the body, palms facing the floor. Using your back muscles, you lift both the legs up about 5-6 inches from the ground. Feel nice compression on the abdominal muscles. And then you will very slowly release your breath and you can breathe in while you're lifting the legs up. Hold your breath and then breathing out, take the legs down. Second round, breathing in, take the legs up, hold your legs, hold your position. Breathing out, bring the legs down. And now you will relax in Shavasana. Just allow your body to completely sink into the ground. Relax the head. Relax your face. Relax your forehead. Relax your lips and facial muscles. Relax your neck muscles. Relax your chest, lungs and heart. Relax your diaphragm. Feel the diaphragm moving up and down very nicely. And relax all the muscles and all the organs in the abdominal area, the most crucial area of the body. All digestive organs, excretory organs, reproductive organs, all of them are housed there in the abdominal cavity. Then relax your thighs. Relax your knees. Relax your calf muscles. Then relax both the feet. Now relax your back. Pay attention to your spinal cord. Allow the spinal cord to sink into the ground as much as you can. And then let the whole body relax completely and totally. Relax as much as you can. Be in complete awareness of your relaxation. And now slowly bring your attention to your breathing. Feel the breath go inside and outside. Become conscious of your position in which you are lying down, the room in which you are lying down. And slowly close and open your fingers, then fold your hands and then put them back. Then twitch your toes and fold your legs and stretch them back. And take your hands above your head. Stretch the hands behind the head, stretch your toes in front. Give a nice full stretch to the whole body. And then slowly turn to one side with the support of your hands, keeping the head looking down. Very slowly sit up into a meditative position. Get ready to chant mantra Om 3 times. Make a sankalpa in chanting Om, creating a protective energy field around me that keeps me protected from all external negative influences, antibodies, and viruses. Take a deep breath. Shanti mantras. Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Mritam Gamaya Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu Loga samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om Triambakam yajamage sugandhim pushtivardhanam. Urvarukamiva bandhanan mrityor mukshiyamamritat. Om Shanti 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 Harigi Om. Rub your hands nicely. When they are warm, gently keep them on your eyes. Feel the warmth flowing in from the palms into the eyes. And very gently open your eyes and release your hands. Release your palm. Hari Om. That's it. So that was a good session. And we have not completed Surya Namaskar today. So I might have to make some changes in the next month. So either if there are 5 days of Thursdays in the next month, then one Thursday we will complete Surya Namaskar. And if possible, I will also introduce you to Chandra Namaskar. I've just learnt it. I find it very interesting. This Chandra Namaskar is different from the traditional Chandra Namaskar with a different kind of poses altogether. It moves very beautifully like a dancing pose. I found it very attractive. So I might try to introduce you. My classmate Nidhi Patwardhan was supposed to have joined. If she joins, I will ask her to demonstrate. Otherwise, I will do the demonstration myself. So we'll do that. So if necessary, we'll borrow one Monday out from somatic practices to do yogic practices. If we don't have 5 weekdays in the next month, we'll make the adjustments and let you know on Monday as to how you will go about it. Okay? So if you're doing, then we'll do Chandra Namaskar, Surya Namaskar, and the rest of the exercises we couldn't do today because we had extended pranayam. And it was necessary to make you do extended pranayam. When you do it yourself, try and do a longer pranayam for a better health. So that's why I said I will reverse this process today. So how you felt about it, just write to me and let me know so that I can perfect it further based on the feedback. So have a good week. Bye.